Okay. So, let's start.
Let's get down to business to defeat the
Huns!
Huns!
Okay, so this is the first iteration of a gathering of nerds. That's what
Okay.
this is called.
Yeah, most
Yeah.
of us don't know what's going on, so...
Yeah. I was like, hey guys, you want to record a podcast?
It's like, oh, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So,
It's not
here
like
we
we have
are.
anything better to do.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we don't have lives or anything.
so maybe we should go through and introduce ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm Emma, and beside me is...
Taylah.
Michael.
Gavin.
Taallia.
And Jessica.
Hey!
Wow, we have such interesting names.
I know.
Yeah.
I
Try spelling mine.
actually have a nickname of Moxie from Borderlands.
Yeah.
Due to some artwork that I did. I actually do a lot of anime style art, and I'm actually doing a Bachelor of Animation.
Yeah. So, feel free to shout out things that you have if you want to shout out.
I'm a weeb.
You're a weeb.
I thought I just put it out there.
Taylah here has a YouTube channel.
Yes.
If you want to go check that out.
Yes, it's Hikaru to the heart. Do it.
We'll link
Do
it.
Find it.
In the
It will
description.
be, link in the description.
Promo.
Also,
Sponsoring.
yeah.
I request the YouTube money. I earn 55
I
cents.
don't What's up, even Michael? use
my YouTube
I was also going to say, I also have a gamer tag I play like
Zero
competitions with
videos
called
on
Hype.
my
If any, that's another thing basically put out there. That's another way you guys could.
Yeah.
talk to me
Yeah.
about.
Is it picking up all this stuff?
It should be. I tested it.
Oh, okay, I was like,
So-
I didn't know, because I've used Audacity.
See,
We'll know once we're done.
We'll know once we're done, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, if it failed, well.
Well, that's a problem for future me.
Present me just doesn't.
Just don't get into Carcat's arguments with future me and past me, and it's like, what? Who are you even talking to? Like,
Guys,
You hate each other so much. Why don't you hate
whenever
Harry
we bring
each
up
other?
Carcat, I end up doing his voice. I'm like,
do it!
But yeah, also it's raining at the moment, so don't mind if the recording you can just hear rain in the background.
There might be some weird background noises. Just
We are a
saying.
quirky bunch.
Yeah.
Ambient background noise means we don't have to pay for sounds.
that's exactly
Okay.
right.
Ambient background noise means that Taylah might think there's Slenderman.
Yeah, I introduced her to Slenderman the Arrival, her and Taallia, into Slenderman.
God, you piece of shit!
Oh boy.
I introduced them to it last night. It was good fun.
Yep. So, one thing I haven't told you guys about that is a little game that I think we should play. No! I'm not dying.
Is it a
Is it
bonding
cancerable?
game? Is
No,
it
it's-
icebreakers?
Okay, so this is a game that's gonna happen over every podcast,
Yep.
Okay.
and basically it's a word of the week game.
Oh god.
So it's like the first word we think
Yeah.
of.
No.
Oh,
Basically, so
I was
what
going to say the first word. I
what
think
it
was
is,
penis.
I stole this. I pretty much stole this from my aunt's baby shower. But basically, I pick a word every week, and if someone says that word, let me just pull this out of my pocket. They have to do this.
Yes.
I did those last
That's
week.
a-
Can I opt out
Okay,
of that?
that's a
Can I opt out of that? I did this last week and I got every single
Just
bad
like,
one.
why
I
the
got
hell
rotten eggs at
Bean
least
Boozled
3
took it
times. I
Bean
swear,
Boozled
there's-
challenge. This
There's
is
no
very
good
interesting.
ones
Yeah.
in those. They're all bad. So
But yeah,
like,
so it's Bean Boozled.
Have you heard Bernie Bots ever
Super.
flavor beans? Apparently no one has taste buds but me.
So
They're great.
for
Birdie
those,
Bolts is fun.
so for those who don't know what Bean Boozled are or what I'm holding, it's a bunch of jelly beans, and
Made by the Jelly Bean Company, really big company for jelly beans.
yeah.
wow. some
Advertising.
sponsoring
Yeah,
right
tons-
there.
Shameless advertising.
So just to
Hashtag
take a quick
paid
disclaimer
for
though, we are
Hashtag
not
spawn,
sponsored by
promo.
these guys at all.
But
Gonna give people
but please sponsor us. That'd be
with the
great.
treat.
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, it's a bunch of jelly beans, and there's 2 flavors that look the same, and there'll be one really bad flavor and one really good flavor, but the bean itself just looks exactly the same.
They're great.
So here they've got spoiled milk or coconut. It could be canned dog food or chocolate pudding.
That's great because
I've gotten canned dog food.
Yeah.
It's not
Oh, I think
hard.
that too.
It could be booger or juicy pear.
See, I like
The juicy
booger.
pear ones are actually really good. I have played this.
I
before.
like
So-
the blue ones because the blue ones are literally toothpaste and berry blue and
I
whiskey
know,
either.
right?
But they changed the white ones. It used to be
It used to
baby
be like
wipes
baby
and
wipes.
coconut,
Yeah.
and now it's spoiled milk.
It's like, ugh.
Someone tried to feed me a soap flavored one, and they got really confused because they didn't know that I used to eat soap.
Boy,
You used to eat soap?
Man.
So my grandmother had like the
Guess I
bubble
better
top ones that
watch
you could
out,
touch
that
it, and it
was
tasted
so-
like soap and everything. And she had one of
someone-
those shower covers, so I'd like dish it into the cover and just eat it as I took a bath.
well, I mean, the thing about spoiled milk is this: it's old, it's clunky, and it ruins everyone's meal.
But anyway, so the word for this week, if anyone says the word start, from this point onward, you have to eat a Bean Boozled.
You mean that word that you just said, or?
That word I just said, yeah.
Stop.
Straight.
No, but we could just say commence instead.
Or
Onward.
beginning.
Or if you
Onward,
forget
go.
about it, if you forget about it, you
Begin.
slip up.
Yeah.
Like,
And the
They
word...
may take my
Well, I mean,
spirit,
it's written
but
right
they
here, so I
can't
think I have an
take my
advantage.
Yeah, don't look at that.
Let us commence the charge.
Damn
Let
it.
me scroll down the page here.
Damn it.
So, yeah.
I have one request of something we don't do on the air.
What?
Let's not do that thing where everyone tries to ring 50 Shades of Grey.
yeah, please no.
We
Or
won't
my
do that.
immortal.
Oh my immortal.
Absolutely.
No,
Face
if
it.
if we get 1 million subscribers, we'll do that.
Yes.
Setting the expectations high at an early
I
stage.
didn't read the book, but I think the movie had not enough sex. I was
I
highly
agree.
disappointed with the amount of romance.
I
in
completely
that shitty
agree.
movie.
I completely agree.
I
I
actually...
didn't watch it.
So
I didn't
here
watch
comes
it
a-
either.
so here comes a controversial opinion. 50 Shades of Grey, both the movie and the book, all 3 books, are absolute shite.
Fan fiction! Twilight!
Yes,
God.
it is literally Twilight
Even
fan fiction.
Twilight is better than 50 Shades.
It's
50
it's
Shades
shitty.
is a fan
I
fiction
know,
of
that's what I'm
Twilight.
saying.
Yeah, it's because I just have pokey. You can just eat the pokey.
Did you just say pokey?
Pocky is amazing.
Pocky.
You know, apparently
It's not
there's a Pocky challenge where
it's
you eat
freaking
two sides.
season.
Yeah,
I'll do the
I
hokey
heard that.
I wanted some.
We'll do the
You will get some Pocky.
We'll do the hokey
I
pokey.
had that.
I just wanted
I
some.
brought it on Friday night. So
It's
kind
broken.
Of
Okay,
weird.
we'll do the hokey pokey
I will
in
turn
a
around.
cemetery.
That's
I've
what it's
seen
all
a
about.
bunch of 70-year-olds drunk dancing around doing the hokey pokey. I never
It's
want to see that
amazing.
again. It was terrifying. I was
Did
like,
you record it? You
I
should
was
have
like
recorded
12.
it.
This is before I had a phone.
This would have been that would have been the best thing to record and put it on
12.
YouTube.
12.
You know what? Leave me alone.
No, we were all 12 at one point.
Yeah, it's like
I mean,
no,
yeah,
being
whatever, that
I
12.
think I was just asleep for most of that year. Like, honestly.
That sounds about right, actually.
It's like, wait,
So what
I
kind of
wish
things
I
are we
was
actually going to do with this channel?
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
we're
what
doing?
are we
well,
gonna do?
I've got like a list of topic prompts, but I don't think we need it because we seem to be like just
But it could
Talking
be fun.
just
anyway.
going on our own, but like,
Just
Well,
go on
yeah,
the
but I mean, what
overall-
else
If
are
we
we actually
actually want
going
to talk
to do?
about pop culture stuff,
I mean,
then
like
it
the
would be
overall
helpful
channel. Like,
to-
what is the overall channel going to be about eventually?
well, we've been looking at there's lots of like let's plays and stuff, and basically anything and everything nerdy. That's the only way I can describe it.
D&D.
Yeah, D&D, card games,
On motorcycles?
motorcycles.
Card games on motorcycles!
Just to give people a bit of background, we probably play D&D.
No, just-
Like, I know I personally play D&D something like 3 times a week. Well, no,
Fortnite.
three times a fortnight. Michael, I think you play it a lot more.
I actually got roped into about 5 or 6 times a week.
Wow.
That's a lot of D&D.
And we
Yeah.
all play D&D together as well, so you know it's good fun.
One,
Yeah.
two,
Yeah.
three,
I
four.
have no idea what I'm doing half the time.
We've also got a lot of
Yeah.
gamers and a lot of nerds.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah. So yeah,
games.
that'd be why this is called the Gathering of Nerds because
I mean,
it's literally what it is.
Eventually, if we ever get the YouTube monies, we may branch into stuff like, Warhammer 40k, but don't expect that very soon because Game Workshop's prices are absolutely exorbitant, and I don't feel like buying a new Eldar Codex every 2 weeks.
For help, I wanted to start up my channel. If if I felt like it. Would you help me?
Or you could like merge it onto this channel.
Yeah, you
You can become like you can become
I
like
actually
you can
sat
become like
down
Rooster
and
Teeth.
made all like the subjects and stuff on a website that I want to talk about. But then I couldn't figure
Are we
out
doing
how
the
to
podcast
separate
anymore?
all of the folders. So the minute I tried to post something, it showed up in everywhere, and I'm like, I can't deal with this.
Oh, you want help posting things?
I'm just here because it
Wait,
seemed like
I-
an interesting way
I
of
can
spending
help
my
with
time.
editing.
It
I
is,
have a
it's
proper
good.
editing
It was on
program.
I feel more.
WordPress.
Don't use WordPress,
I
use
use
Blogspot.
Premiere Pro.
If you want to learn how to use WordPress, I can
but
show
my
you.
computer's been really
Yeah, because
painful
I've got my own
with
WordPress
Yeah.
blog.
It's the only thing I'm good at.
Yeah, that's one thing. I do have a WordPress blog. It's Moxie Moments. If anybody's interested, I'll give Emma the link for it to post it
Yeah.
up, so you guys
No.
can go and have a look. It's just my uni stuff, but if you're interested,
Yeah,
it's
and
the place to
The,
go
the,
have a
the,
chat.
the description is going to be full of links and other shameless plugs.
Why
yeah.
not? I mean,
I mean, first video, and the description's full of shameless plugs.
I'm
Yay!
pretty sure Phil
Yeah.
Okay,
puts
just out of
links to
curiosity, are we
porn
talking
in
about
his
shameless plugs
description.
as in links, or are we talking about shameless plugs in the other kind of shameless plugs?
Not that.
Purple!
What's I lost track of
Taallia.
Taylah. Sometimes people don't like it normal.
Taallia.
I lost track of the conversation for
Taallia.
5
You do
seconds.
remember
You'll
this
find out
going
when
on
you're
the
older.
internet.
I'm feeling 19.
are you okay, Emma?
Everyone,
You'll
dear.
find out when you're older.
So this just went completely down the drain in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm
well,
so
you
sorry.
should see one of
Do
the
you want to
questions.
start asking questions?
You want me to start asking questions?
Yeah, let's ask you.
Yeah.
The question here first, though, is do we want to go further down the drain?
Wait,
Yeah.
you said that word! You said the word.
Can we
Yeah,
attempt?
you did. You said start.
did.
And so did I.
Oh,
So, Bean Boozled. Let's go.
I was gonna say, maybe we could
Oh,
begin
no.
from
At
easier
least you have a
questions
drink
down
unlike
to
him.
more, you know,
Yeah, we should
trainy ones.
Yeah, we should probably
Yeah, you should probably get spit cups. It does become a necessity.
I
Yeah,
would
because at least 90% of them are bad. Let's
I-
be
So,
real.
are you guys going to take the same colour
Should we take the same colour?
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
as to who gets the bad one? If
Yeah.
you get the bad one.
Yeah, I think that's
I
the way
laugh
to-
very
Actually,
hard.
I think it's more we should pick a random one. Random
Yeah,
colour.
yeah, random one.
Because then we
Either
don't
way
know.
I was gonna laugh very hard if, like, say,
Oh.
for example, one got the bad one, but they like the taste of the bad one, so that's meant to be horrible.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
no.
a child.
What'd you get? Ah, you got a white
That's
So-
rotten eggs. Or, wait, no, it's rotten eggs or butter popcorn.
Yeah, give me one of those cups, please.
I don't.
And I'll grab one at random, please.
Just like have a dig
So-
around.
Emma
Red
has
one.
rotten egg or buttered popcorn,
Uh,
and Gavin has booger or juicy pear.
Alright, so go ahead and
Hang on, what
we'll
do you
go,
guys?
we'll go one at a
Which
time.
one do you think you got first?
I hope to God I've got the juicy pear. What do you think you have?
Now
I
we have booger.
knowing my luck, I probably have rotten egg.
Okay.
Alright, well,
Who's going first?
let you go first, ladies first.
Oh.
I am
Let's get it
a
first.
gentleman in all things.
What a gentleman.
Gavin? Are we really going there? I'm determined all things. Are you sure, Gavin?
Oh, you're not spitting it out.
It's butter popcorn.
Okay.
Alright,
Actually,
and now mine.
Booger,
Wait,
booger.
wait.
Yeah, it takes a minute to hit ya.
Oh no.
I think it might be rotten egg.
Oh, no.
Back flavor.
I can just sit there.
Alright, so.
I had the most boring.
That's the fucking booger.
The
Immediately.
booger and the light flickers.
I'm Steve.
Steve, so our
Stars coming for you.
No,
our
no, no,
lights
no,
flicker
it's
and it's Steve.
Slender Man.
Let's leave that. Let's leave that back in the house.
Do you want some
I
Mountain
need an
Dew,
adult.
Yes, please.
I
Mountain
need
Dew.
an adult.
Do you
I am an
You're
adult.
surrounded by
do you need
adults.
Emma to hug you?
There you go. I'll hug you anyway.
Another maybe
No,
goodness.
the
Thank
light, our lights flicker and we call it. It's our ghost Steve.
Yeah,
So,
it's Steve.
It's Steve.
I mean, he hasn't turned
Ghost.
into a poltergeist and start throwing things around yet, so you know that's
Maybe
a.
he's
Will
a
you-
gentleman.
Yeah, we'll be. If we're friendly to him, he'll be friendly back.
So wait, what are the questions that we're doing?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so what's the
but
question?
yeah, do you guys want to go further down the drain?
Yeah,
or-
let's go.
Let's
further
keep
down the
going.
start.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
see.
Okay.
Let's just see where we get
So
loaded.
my question is, the question is, How did you learn about sex
Oh.
when you were a kid?
I walked in on my mother and a random stranger. I mean,
I asked my biological mother where babies came from, and she told me the truth.
I don't even remember. It was probably just Tumblr or something.
I downloaded
Yeah.
10 gigabytes of porn off the internet back when 10
Actually,
gigabytes was a big deal.
I learned about sex from
did
my
you
mother, but I learned about sex from my best friend. She started having it at 12.
Whoa!
And they said the word.
Ah!
So,
Bean Boozled.
But no, I was going to say, would you like me to begin from when I first heard about it, or when I was
When you
being
actually learned
taught
what it
it?
was.
okay,
When
so
you
what
actually
have
learn
you
what it
got?
was.
You got the booger or the juicy pear?
See,
Do you
either
wanna
of
speak
those
up?
sound great.
All I was going to say is,
Spit cup.
school for me.
Ready?
That's where I learned
What'd you
mine.
get?
I think it might have been pear. It tastes a bit like pear.
That's it, fair.
Good luck.
Lucky.
Hey! Taallia's safe. But
Does it have that really
from-
bitter, granularly aftertaste?
No, yeah, that's pear.
Yes, Pat.
Yeah. So for me, I learnt about it because Mum and Dad. Because Adam and I, we have like a 2-year. Adam is my older brother, by the way. We have like a 2-year age difference. Adam was in grade 7, I think, and I was only in grade 5. And we used to go to the library all the time. Mum and Dad bought a picture book about growing up and hitting puberty.
Steve is interested.
My grade 9 science teacher, when she was showing us diagrams of the vagina and everything, she actually told the boys which hole to aim for.
Yes, because, would you believe it, some people are that useless.
That's all right. When I first got the sex talk, I was about maybe 14, and my mother sat me down because I actually don't live with my mother. I was visiting her. My mother sat me down and she pulled out this dildo and a packet of condoms, and she's like, "Right, well, this is a dildo." I'm like, "I know, Mum," and she's like, "This is how you put a condom on." And she very carefully showed me how to put a condom on. I'm like, "We learn about this in sex ed." Yeah, I know.
Do you remember that really grumpy English teacher from State? Grumpy English teacher?
You mean,
Hume.
Miss Hume?
Yeah, she kept threatening that in grade 12 she was gonna get like foam dildos and just make us put condoms on them. They were bad, and I'm like,
That
Well,
would
you
be
know,
very
she
expensive.
dated one of my classmates to hit him in the face with a rotten bitch. So that was pretty funny.
That would have been very expensive, foam dildos.
God.
Because dildos are very expensive
You should have
luxury.
made
Yes,
that like
yes,
an
they
arts
are.
and crafts class. Like, have some fun.
I would
Cut
not
out
know.
I
some
need to take you.
dildos.
I need to take you into a sex shop. Have you ever been into a sex
No,
shop?
and I'm scared to.
I need to take you into your first sex shop and
There's
record
one
it.
in the valley
I
near a
haven't
bus
been
stop.
on
Where I put my cloak.
No.
We need to take this pair into a sex shop.
I've never been.
I
There's
don't.
three.
Okay, 3. Let's make it a group outing.
There's
Oh
one
my
across
god!
Fuck snow.
I
Yeah,
think there's
but
one
yeah,
across from the
let's.
train station.
That could be
I know,
crossing
there's
some
one-
lines, and
there's
we
one-
don't really have a way to record that.
There's one in the
without
valley.
it being,
It's
Yeah.
called Den.
No, we literally have to blur.
Sponsor us, Den.
We
we'd
literally
have-
have to blur
we'd have to
everything.
blur everything.
And you know how much effort
Or you-
that is?
Or you
As
someone
someone
who
who
has
has
my
like, you know how
get the
much
server
effort that is.
This
and
is
take our
cool.
copy. I'll take our terms of service and stick them
Alright.
in uncomfortable places.
Next question,
Yeah.
please.
Next question. What's a good question?
Oh, that's so mean.
Wow, you're savage today, Taallia. You've been savage for like the past 2 days.
You're savager than the Salt
Right?
Bay.
You are the
Am I?
Salt Bay today. What
Yeah.
even? See, Steve agrees.
Might have been all
Okay.
that salt I've been
Since-
eating on popcorn.
Since I know that most of us all moved here from the country, since moving to the city, what was the most interesting thing that has happened to you?
That's not applicable to me, so I'm just going to play
Well,
it
well,
out.
what's the most interesting thing that has
Most
happened to you in the
interesting
city?
thing.
There's been a lot of interesting things.
Well, to be fair, I lived in the city before moving out. So I would say that this question doesn't apply to you either. So
Yeah.
that's kind of
So maybe be
Um,
us
well,
three.
what-
Oh, I suppose it's living on my own, which,
Yeah,
which
living
makes it.
on your own.
Living on my own.
Cries.
Well, there was the most interesting thing that happened to me was Yes, thank you, Steve.
Steve is trying to tell us something, guys.
He's listening.
So
Guys are
basically,
freaking nerds.
Get us a Ouija board.
No.
Good God, no.
My birthday's coming up. I do want one of those.
Is
No,
Slender
no.
coming?
now,
I'm gonna use
Yes.
those, guys.
now, I think the most interesting thing happened to me was I lived on my own in a room. I was in a share house, and there was I lived with basically the husband of the landlord and another couple, and I had my own room. And the most interesting thing that happened to me was that I got hit in the face with a dildo. I shit you not. I was out in the valley. I mean, that's Fortitude Valley for those who are not familiar with Brisbane.
Bris Vegas.
Or Bris Vegas, as we so call it. Basically, I was out. There was an event that was in the valley, and I was going to. And I was walking to the bus stop to catch the bus home, and the dildo just came flying from out of left field. Straight across the face.
What the frick?
And I would say it's the most interesting thing that happened to me, mainly because other interesting things don't really happen to me all that often.
This kind of thing was interesting but slightly horrifying. Was that I went to Gold Nova last year, and there was like 8 of us in this room, right? And 2 people just walked in. They started talking to my friend, and my friend put their hand through the sewing machine, and they just kind of started laughing and trying to figure out how to get the needle out of the sewing machine, and we couldn't figure it out, so we were almost attempting to carry the sewing machine with us to the hospital, and they kept joking about how they were impaled like Olaf. I think they were high on pain meds that night. And then there was a car. There was also
I'm sure they were high on pain meds, considering they literally have a needle stuck through their hand.
There was a car crash the day before, and then there was a car crash the day after, and then my drink got spiked with vodka. So
wow,
luckily I realized on the first sip, and I was like,
guys.
What?
You said start twice.
You said it twice. You also said it.
I said start, so
No!
I'll let you pick
You
your
can
two,
pick one.
and then I'll pick.
You can have one.
Thank you.
Just
We'll do it, one.
You got the blue one.
Let's see what I get. I got.
I think that's the one I got.
Yeah, mine is. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's orange with yellow spots through it.
I
So I
got
don't know.
toothpaste, but that's
Could be
okay.
that one.
Could be
Yeah.
moldy cheese or caramel corn or.
Minty.
Yeah, I think it's moldy cheese. Or
Yeah,
caramel corn.
moldy cheese and caramel corn. So let's see.
Ooh.
Let's see. Ready?
Moldy cheese.
Ah.
It's moldy cheese.
I don't know what the fuck that was, but that was
Only me and
gross.
Taallia
It's moldy
had
cheese,
ones.
probably.
We're doing pretty well. We're doing
Oh, I
pretty
bit
well.
down and I was like, oh. Ugh.
Oh, I can smell it from here.
The most
Mm-hmm.
interesting
Oh, yeah.
thing that has happened to me since moving to the city was back when I just moved here and I was only living here by myself for a while, and I think it was within the first month or so I was in the city and I was sitting at the bus stop on my way to come home. I must have gone out shopping or something, and there was this lady that was sitting at the bus stop next to me. She was an older woman, and she turned to me and she said, and it's excuse me, are you English or European? And I was like, well, no, I was born in Australia, but I do have European descent. And she's like, oh, well, you have very lovely skin.
I like your
They will
skin,
put
little
lotion
child.
I can't wait
It's
to
like,
wear
I
it.
want to cut it off and wear it.
They,
We got had some Hannibal Lecter type shit
it
going on
will
here.
put the lotion in
Okay,
the
but I
basket.
do have to mention I've got all the wives,
Oh,
so
Elsie
now I have
gets
a pretty
the hose again.
background. I have the wife of all wives.
Taylor
Oh,
has
so,
no
like,
life. She spends all of her
she's-
time playing
she's
games.
Probably
playing
the most
Bad.
interesting thing that's happened to me since moving to Brisbane is actually, I don't know, it's not really interesting, but it was fun while it lasted. I actually worked at EB Games for a little while, and that was brilliant. My boss was amazing, my teammates were absolutely fantastic, and unfortunately I was only on for Christmas casual, but I'd love to work for them again, so.
Yeah.
That's probably the most interesting thing that's happened to me since moving to Brisbane.
Hashtag sponsor us.
Hell yeah! Well, hire me again. I won't mind.
I'm
me
looking
too.
for a job if anyone needs someone with 0 work experience.
Oh, another really interesting thing that's happened to me is I actually met people that are shorter than me.
Yes,
Wow, that's a true miracle, right?
Jess is
I love you, Taallia.
Jess is
Fuck
only
you,
about
Jess.
Jess
There are
is
people
only
in my class at uni that are shorter than you.
What a precious little
There are
being.
2 of them. They are
The
team.
only people I know who are actually shorter than me is my friend's cousin and the guy I dated.
They are like freaking tiny
So,
these 2 girls, and they're beautiful.
What's the next question?
Next question. Let's see. What's a good question? If you could enter any fictional universe, which one would it be, and why is it Pokemon?
Because Pokemon is beautiful.
Yes.
But I don't want to enter Pokemon. I want to enter into my own universe.
Yeah.
I wanna be
The very best, like no one ever was.
No, you really don't.
Dun, dun, dun. To catch them is my real test. To trade them is my cause.
Shut up.
I will travel across
Oh,
the
you.
land.
You know what universe I would like to go into?
Oh, I-
Yuri on
I know what
Ice.
position I'm
Yes!
Wait,
Wait.
to make history.
Mate, I'm
Think
already,
about me
I'm
for a
learning
second,
ice
Tyson.
skating. I'm already
What
a part of
personality
this.
would
Let's
Tyson?
I know.
be real. Let's be
But
real
like, you
here.
would totally
Sorry.
love
My
Harry
me.
Potter,
That's my
BTW.
Yeah.
You would totally
Think
love
out.
Just so I
We've
can
got-
make
I
love to
love
Draco
my
Malfoy.
favorite is actually
Like
my
the
favorite is
Slytherin
Yuri.
line.
Wait a sec. We've got
If
two
I-
You would love to
conversations
be
happening
Harry.
here.
Like,
Like,
Wait a sec, guys.
Guys.
We got 2 conversations
I'm
happening
nothing.
here.
I'm
It's a little
nothing
bit.
like Yurio, but he's my favorite. I would love to meet the little Russian
I
tiger.
would love
Yeah,
to
you're
meet
just a
Draco
sweet little
Malfoy,
bean. He would
so
probably
I
like
could just
intimidate you if you
make
actually.
him-
I'm
did.
literally Yuri. Like, I'm legit Yuri. I actually love pork cutlet bowls. Like, it's one of my favorite whenever I go to Japanese
They
restaurants.
actually
Yeah.
taste good.
I will pose,
Yeah.
I posed
Yeah,
this
yeah.
question to Gavin, which is why we're talking. Where do you guys think I would go? If you know me well enough, you should know this.
I don't know.
Is
Probably.
it into Richard's mind?
No, no.
Well, I can see you
So a
going
bit of
to the Pokemon
context.
universe.
Yeah. So
that is what I would
Richard
do, but
Yeah.
not that
Richard
one I have in
Winslow.
mind.
Richard Winslow III is one of his D&D
Yes,
characters
one of Michael's D&D
that
characters.
is fabulously gay.
Sorry,
He's
any-
beautiful. He
so if-
sparkles and there are rainbows and he wears pink crystal armor and he's a brilliant character.
So if any of you have
Why
seen
would he
Yuri on
say
Ice,
no?
he is pretty much Christopher.
What's Richard's catchphrase?
Ooh. But honestly, though, Fireball was a good guess. I was thinking, but I would go there. But again, if you all know how,
Isn't it a bridge series?
no, but it does have one.
Dragon Ball
Is it
Z?
Why are you buying
Hellsing.
clothes
Dragon Ball
at the
Z,
super
Hellsing.
There we
store?
go. He's
Or,
got it.
I was actually going to say Dragon Ball Z, Helsing, or JoJo.
See, I
Helsing or
don't.
JoJo's would be my
See-
choice.
Yeah, see, I don't know why you would go to Helsing because it's literally
I've seen
London
Hellsing before.
where everyone's getting
I
murdered.
figured JoJo.
Nazi
JoJo's.
vampires.
No,
I
but
figured JoJo's because JoJo's is just friggin'
Yeah,
cool.
JoJo's is pretty awesome.
I'd go, as I was saying to Gavin, I'd pick a certain position if I was in the Helsing universe. I'd be, obviously, you'd know where I'd be going with that.
Yep.
Or if I went to JoJo's,
Backwards or
it would
I'd
just
love
be,
I'd love
You
to
could,
be
you
like.
could become the
You would like to be a
Wow.
stand user.
I'd like
I
to
know
be a
it.
fairy tale.
Stand up power!
Fairy tale.
Fairy tale.
But
Yeah.
you wouldn't have a
What is it?
permanent
Purple-
home. You'd
purple.
always have to pay for repairs.
Yeah, but you have loyal friends and magic. Like, who doesn't want
and
that?
friendship is your power. Because the
Yeah.
power of friendship
My little
solves everything at
pony.
that
Get out of my head!
You know
My
what-
little pony.
You know where I would go?
Where?
Friendship could be-
I would actually probably go into Sword Art Online. And
Actually, that'd
the
be
only
pretty
reason
cool.
I would go into Sword Art Online is this. I've had actual sword training, and I'm pretty sure I could kick Kirito Jesus Kun's ass
Actually,
and take his place as the main character.
Personally,
You'd be a more
I
interesting main character, let's be honest.
Personally-
I'd be a more interesting main character.
personally, I wouldn't mind Sword Art Online or Dot Hack.
you
Yes, I
would not
do
wanna
know Dot Hack. I've actually watched Dot Hack.
I
Yes,
agree.
you
You
That's
would
what
not
that
want to go to
is.
Don Hack.
Konosuba. Make
Yes,
your,
Konosuba.
Okay.
just
Oh,
do what the main
no.
character does.
Honestly,
Am I the only one that would kind of want to go
I am
into like the
literally
Oran
Mega
High School
Or
Club?
twin cest is so beautiful.
Literally, my cosplay name is Hikaru, so I mean,
Yeah.
I feel the
Actually,
obligation to
Loran
cosplay
would
for
actually
my
be
day.
So
amazing.
honestly, I would go into my favorite book series, The Ranger's Apprentice,
Okay.
just so I could go be a ranger.
I would go into
Zabanda.
Pokemon because I would say Digimon, but there are evil Digimon that try to kill all the Digidestined.
You're
so that's
choosing
just
There are
something
Pokemon
other
that take children.
yeah,
in their sleep.
but Pokemon, you can
Wait.
live a normal life but still be a Pokemon master. How awesome is
Phantom
that?
and
Wait, Jess.
Drifblim and Miss Dreavis.
A Hypno.
Does that
Like
Yeah,
every
Hypno.
ghost Pokemon
It's
ever.
like terrifying.
does that
They will
mean
kill you.
does
Yeah,
that
but
mean
you
that
still get chances to
Slender
join
Man
the
is a
team.
Pokemon?
No.
I wouldn't. I'm just like imagining Ash Ketchum
Have
trying
you
to
played
catch
through
Slender
all of Sun
Man.
and Moon?
Actually,
Yeah, I've played the
that
whole game.
reminds
So-
me.
What if Slender Man is someone who tried to merge with the Ultra Beast
Oh,
and then just stuck?
Or,
that makes sense actually.
You gotta do
terrifying.
with shit like Titan Null, so.
But no, what I was going to say is, that actually reminds me, if anyone's been keeping on track of the Dragon Ball Z abridged stuff, they actually had a Pokemon abridged.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, no,
crossover.
Gavin was watching that and I was watching
And
it
that
as
was
well.
so funny, because it was literally a matter of, and sorry for spoilers for people, I'll give you a moment.
Yeah,
just
spoiler
to-
warning now.
Spoiler warning.
If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it now and then
Going
come back.
Because we
Dragon
are
Ball Z.
literally giving you enough time to stop this.
Yeah.
He literally catches Cell, and I'm sitting there going, holy shit, and they're like, how'd you get a Master Ball? Oh, what now? I'm like,
That's
Brain
me when I play
explodes.
games. I
Half the
magically
time
get
in Wonder
these
Trade,
things.
I will get like first grass packs level Pokemon in Master Balls, and I'm just like,
I keep all the ones in Master Balls.
It makes me cry.
my friend Sarah, she was like, we were just Wonder Trading trying to fill out Pokédex,
Mhm.
and she got this same Mimikyu 7 different times. And
Wait.
she just
Really?
ended
The
up
same
keeping it.
one?
what's wrong with Mimikyu? That's a good
Mimikyu's
Pokemon.
my favorite
It's just, she
Pokemon.
already
got
had
it.
a Mimikyu.
If
And
you
she
already
just
got
kept
it.
getting it, and she just kept getting it back.
It's just
I
lonely,
keep,
guys.
I keep all the Mimikyus because that's my favorite Pokemon, okay?
I wonder if there's
Alright,
someone out there who
so
just keeps all the
what's-
Pokemon.
what's-
I mean,
system
yeah, what's the
free.
what's the
next
next
question?
question?
We don't want to get too sidetracked.
Yeah.
Let's dig
Oh.
Just gonna take your time.
Game on.
What's it called? What's another good question? What's your zombie apocalypse plan?
Oh, here we go.
Actually, we all know I've got a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
I
okay.
thought about
Oh,
this.
I was gonna
as have
say
I.
suicide, but I guess we have a
I have a
That's my
Yeah.
go-to for any kind of mental breakdown.
I
is
have
just
hold on,
suicide.
hold on. The entirety of society breaks down and there are zombies everywhere. Yeah, just opt out and shoot yourself in the head.
I'm
I have-
sorry for the amount of jokes I make about that. I'm very unstable.
I have a thorough plan. I've been thinking about this for a long time. You see, I join a group, right? Like, it's like Voltron. I would join that group, but you know, in every single group, there's always that one person that dies early on. I would be that person. So I would attempt
Yeah,
to,
you
you know,
die,
fight
you-
against
But
it.
what if
but
you
I would
be
be
that
that
person
that
the
dies.
super hot guy falls in love with and kills everyone else to save?
Or, you know,
Or-
it could be the thing, it's just like, yeah, I die out of one. It's just like, we need to go north. I don't know where north is!
So-
I'm just
So,
stay here.
like,
I feel like
personally,
probably-
I've got a lot of background with reenactment and things like that. So we actually have reenactment weapons in our house, like swords and arrows and bows and
Which
all that
I
sort of stuff.
constantly fear.
And
Sure.
we
Yeah.
have shields and all that sort of stuff. And I also know a lot of survival tools and things like that. So if a zombie apocalypse were to happen, I've already got all the tools available to me in order to protect myself. On top of that, our house isn't actually that far away from a shopping centre, and it's also at the bottom of a valley. And
Really
we've currently got a lot of security on the house. Like we've got we've got like the storm blinds and
But-
bars on the windows and
Yes.
things like that. And it's
Yes,
like,
there is
not
only
even
one thing that would be missing, and that's the ability to take them out.
yeah, that's like the only problem.
Yeah, but you can build into the house.
But there
Yeah,
are
that's the problem with like living in Australia is we have gun laws because we're safe.
yeah.
Australia
you
decided
can
not
still
to be
you can still
dickheads.
procure firearms.
You can still procure firearms.
Yeah, you can still procure
There's actually-
firearms.
there's
It's just more difficult.
There's actually a firearms store in the city. Don't ask me how I know that. I just do.
Yeah, and so
Like,
you
I-
could basically just go to
Yeah.
like you
You
could
can go hunting.
you could go hunting into the city and then take and go to a firearms store
But-
and just grab firearms.
But personally, I would probably, instead of gathering a large group of people, I would probably gather those that I know that I can work with and go from there And I probably actually wouldn't add a lot of people to the group because the larger the group, the less control there is over what everybody's doing.
Not to mention there's more mouths to feed, more mouths to water.
In that sort of situation, you need some level of control. So somebody would have to take leadership, and it would just.
You know what I'd do? I would try and get on an island.
No.
I'd actually try to get inland. Actually, personally,
because if you get on an island, there's limited the zombies probably can't
just end up like High School of the Dead.
I haven't watched High School of the Dead.
High School of the Dead plus
That
boobies.
over is so
We
bad.
do not
Oh,
discuss
yeah.
High
It was
School of the
amazing.
Dead.
Yeah.
We do not discuss. Yeah, I know how to English. I know
Are
how
you
to
sure?
words. Well, I mean, I'm pretty fluent
You're
in
playing
gibberish.
horse boyfriends.
No, I'm playing Mystic Messenger.
Mystic
Anyway,
Messenger.
Alright,
So
Yeah.
what I was going to say is, so to your thing, basically it'd be like every Attack on Titan based person that dies really quickly.
Yeah.
Just anything.
I'm dead.
Crisis happens to me, and I'm just like,
Aaron!
I would literally
Anyway.
be Martha
Erin!
from Attack on
So,
Titan.
what I was going to say is,
I keep touching my boobs, and I don't know why.
what I would do.
Because they're there in boobs.
Do you want the short, or do you want the short answer or the long answer?
Let's go the long answer.
Let's get along at it.
Yeah, why
First thing
not?
what
We
I'd
got
do
time.
is, I would grab my model sword at home, because I have one. I would barricade the house, make sure I got enough food. If the zombies got in, I'd get out my phone, put some music on, listen to Justin Bieber so I get enough rage to actually swing the thing. And then I'd play Party, 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 and if I go down the bang, I go down the bang.
No,
Yeah.
you listen
I just
to Justin Bieber
Thought of a
and
really good question.
Friday on repeat.
I know if zombies
Party,
eat
party,
you,
party.
you turn into a zombie, but if you eat zombies, what
Party,
happens
it's a
then?
party.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe-
What happens
I just
if
thought
you
that
eat
were relatively
zombie
copyrighted.
flesh?
You get infected.
Yeah,
because-
maybe
yeah.
it's like Minecraft and you just get poisoned.
What?
No,
I would
Getting
think
into
you'd end
zombies
up.
in Minecraft?
I
You
would
eat
think.
zombie flesh.
I would think by eating zombie flesh, you'd actually end up infecting yourself.
Yes, you would.
Yeah.
Especially if it's
Oh,
some
but-
sort of viral.
Yeah, if it's like viral
What
zombies.
kind of
if it's
zombies
like-
are these? So
yeah,
we
if
don't-
Exactly, that's
mystical.
another question too.
'Cause-
What kind of zombies are they?
Because are we
Because if
talking
they're like
the-
Walking
are we-
Dead zombies, or if they're like
Are we talking like Resident
like
Evil?
Resident Evil,
Resident
or-
Evil genetic mutation zombies,
Like-
or are we talking like
Evil Dead.
necromancy,
No.
the raised dead?
I was going to say, or are we talking about like the ones from, say, Is This a Zombie, where you keep your mind, but you're just infected? Because if that's the case, I'd run around a magical girl outfit with a chainsaw, just killing every other zombie I could.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Another really good thing, I saw a post about it online, was shipping containers.
Shipping containers.
They're a decent height, and they're very wide, so if you had a whole bunch of shipping containers, you could make a wall.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You need Donald Trump, though.
Thoroughly. I'm ashamed of
We're
myself
gonna
because I
build
heard
a
you
wall.
say shipping, so I
Anyway,
thought you
he's
meant
Wonderwall.
like
Where-
shipping people.
We're gonna build a wall to keep the aeroplanes out.
sorry, Donald Trump supporters. We're sorry, not sorry.
We're good people.
And then I throw it to the ground.
And I took it and I threw it on the ground.
Like we're Australian, but for those that are like, well, if you don't like it, go home. We kind of get a lot of American media over here in Australia. So we actually, I personally sat down and actually watched the election in real time, and it was terrifying. I don't know how you guys managed to elect such a moron as your president.
It's like 11,000
No.
people voted for Harambe.
Actually, he's not stupid. He's not stupid, but he's actually very clever.
So I think I think Philip DeFranco said on his YouTube channel is Hillary Clinton is so evil it's stupid, and Donald Trump is so stupid it's evil.
Actually, Trump isn't actually stupid. He's a very, very smart man. He's just not. He's not very wise.
Yeah.
So if he was a D&D character, he'd have an intelligence of like 20 and a wisdom of like 3.
He likes a needle.
I'd actually argue it'd be more like 24 or something, because he knows what he's doing.
Very, very
Yeah,
intelligent.
And he's very...
Yeah, well,
But
I mean,
he's-
do you dictate the success of your business? Like, how many times you go bankrupt?
He's not a
True.
strategist. He's
He
not a
has
strategist.
knowledge.
He's very smart, but he's not a strategist.
He has the knowledge.
And
He doesn't think
unfortunately,
At least, as my brother always says, at least Tony Abbott had waited till he was Prime Minister to start pissing people off.
I'm just scared that we're going to elect fucking Pauline Hanson in. Like,
wait, is she in the running for
Do you know on the news?
she's one of the parties that is in the front running for Prime Minister.
She scares me every time I see
terrifying.
her.
On the news,
She's like Australia's version of Donald Trump.
With a vagina.
No, she's worse because at the very least, Donald Trump understands the sacred right of a halal snack.
Didn't she tell people to go get tests if their kids would be affected by vaccines? And they're like, what tests? And she's like, I'm sure there's tests out there.
She's like, wait, there's not. Like, seriously, I don't understand this whole vaccine thing. Like vaccines are there to stop you from getting sick.
You know
make you more sick.
You want to know what's absolutely hilarious?
And if they do make you sick,
if you were wrong about that, what else are you wrong about? Because you obviously don't do any research.
Actually, here's something to mention. In the news, I think yesterday morning and yesterday afternoon, they're talking about bringing the plebiscite back.
Same-sex marriage.
Same-sex marriage needs to just come in already and just be done with. There's so many people that want it. There's such a large percentage of the population that does want it. And it's like, why would you get rid of it? Just put it in.
It's not even really about people wanting it. It's about respecting people, whether you agree with them or not.
Dave agrees! Thank you, Dave agrees!
But
I'm gonna have to end with a light flicker or something.
the one thing that I find with that, though, is if it does come in, you don't want to make it a thing to force it on, force ministers to marry same-sex couples if they do not want to.
They should give the option that Christian ministers do not have to marry same-sex couples if it's against their beliefs, because there's freedom of speech still. But you can't deny someone the capability of getting married. Love is love regardless of what gender or what sex you're marrying. Personally, I'm pansexual.
I think for anybody out in the audience who does disagree with that, well, we're all going to hell anyway.
It's
and we welcome as legends.
I respect your views so long as you respect mine.
Yeah.
I don't understand why we're forced to respect someone else's views when our views can't be respected. Like, what is this?
In grade 12,
I don't understand.
I had a best friend, and it didn't relate to the fact that she was Christian. She just, in her mind, it was completely gross to be with another woman, but she still supported me.
Yeah, it's more acceptance than understanding, I guess.
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. It's just some people are like this, and
tolerance rather than acceptance.
And if you're not actually interested in another sex, in the same sex or the same gender,
it shouldn't affect you.
It shouldn't affect you for starters, and also it's a matter of. If you're really that against it, I suggest doing a little bit of research on it. Don't just research your own point of view, but research other points of view as well, and build your standpoint off of it based on your knowledge as you build it, not just what you've heard about it.
Yeah,
and also what you've been indoctrinated to believe. Peer-reviewed scientific papers, people.
Anyway, we got really political really fast.
What's the next question?
Let's go for a nice, really fun question.
Yeah.
What was the last TV show you watched with someone else in this room?
that mischievous kiss.
Love in Tokyo. Oh, Kotoko and Naoki-kun.
There are three. Taylah, Taallia, and myself have been watching a Japanese drama called Mischievous Kiss, Love in Tokyo. It's a Japanese drama. It's really good. It's very over dramatized, but very funny. I get into it really. I get into a lot.
Jess and I watched Rick and Morty together, and of course, Rick and Morty is just top of the line.
Gonna show those scenes real far.
Yeah, gonna show those scenes real far.
Really?
I showed Rick and Morty to my grandparents, to my nana and pop.
I think the last one Gavin and Taylah watched together would have been
Happy Tree.
Happy Tree.
Yeah, Happy Tree Friends.
That was terrible. You said it would be cute.
It was cute until the Ultra Door started.
I know the last one I watched
It's not
with
horror section.
Emma
We watched Voltron.
was... No, I didn't watch Voltron.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
watch that. That was you and Taylah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
watched
that
Voltron.
was-
That was you
like us
three.
three.
The last one I watched with you would have probably been Yuri on Ice.
No, it would have been Monthly Girls Nozaki.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
not the
no!
girls design.
That
we
was
watched
that's
it
the
with
last
I haven't
one.
finished it.
I
I
don't
haven't
think I
done more
watched
than
the
what
show
we
with you.
watched.
Really?
Well,
I've been
depends what
busy.
we classify
I've been
as
too
show.
busy,
TV show.
like just obsessing
Oh,
over
a
YouTubers
show, an
and
anime,
watching
whatever.
other animes.
Whatever.
I know.
Because I know I haven't
think
watched
it was
any
in Spider-Man.
normal stuff with you guys, but I know with online parodies and shit, I have watched a fair bit with you guys.
Well, I mean, we watched
A parody will count parodies, I think.
Well, I mean,
Lion
we
King on this
did
trailer.
watch. I'm pretty sure we did watch like it wasn't DVZ. I think it was Hellsing Ultimate Bridge.
Was Helsing Ultimate Abridged or 50% off?
Oh, we did watch
50% off.
50% off.
50% off is great.
Oh, don't him! Everybody
That's
loves
awesome.
No idea what
They're
they're
doing.
Oh,
They're
shit.
actually. I haven't checked, but I think they're. I don't know if they're going ahead with Yaoi on the Rocks, and I hope they do.
Well, basically, with
It's 'cause of
Gary
the
and the Rocks,
copyright.
they're basically just hoping to God that they don't get copyright strike. Like that they win the fight
Because
against
I
TV
love
Asahi.
I love the prologue. It made me so happy.
It's good fun.
It's fun.
Who told you that?
Oh, and last night Taallia and I were watching stuff on Facebook.
What?
So,
No.
yeah, we were
Oh,
watching
yeah,
stuff on
random
Facebook
little
yesterday.
videos.
So we were just watching a ton of videos on
There was
Facebook.
this really cool psychedelic video of like little bit of dubstep, but it was in kitten meows, and it was
I was like, yes!
Wait, have you seen the
This is
Yuri
my
on Ice?
life.
Have you seen the Yuri on Ice opening? That's like blowhorns.
what?
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
for some reason that made me think they were
Alright, we
wearing
don't- we don't-
blowhorns on
we
their
don't-
tail.
we don't wanna watch
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, watch it later because as I said, we asked her.
Yeah.
on-
Give a
It's
link
free
to it so that Emma can put it in the description.
Yeah, give me a link.
I will. I'll look.
There you go.
Alright, so
What's the
What's the next
yeah,
question?
My next question, another question. What is the worst video game you have ever played?
That's a good one.
Here we go.
Now we gotta think.
Now you gotta think.
Oh, because I don't play many games, so it's really hard. Like,
I'm actually, even though I actually really like this game, I'm gonna say Forsaken World simply for the community.
Oh, the
I mean,
community
I
is the same-
played-
oh, shit.
I played for like 3 years, to the point of addiction, so I was like on there 24 hours a day. And,
Can't even play 'cause my laptop's
The second
yeah.
one, shit.
I played on the Irida server, and although I really enjoyed my time on there, the server is cancer. The people on there are just cancer.
I think I might have one. Only because of the graphics. Only because of the graphics. It was my first ever horror game, which was Swamp Simulator, which is like Slender Man but with Shrek. And I played it back in the day. I played it back in the day when he didn't move. Like, I went and played it recently, and they had him running, but originally
sent
he
me
would
up
just
to
have
my
his
room
arms
and
out like
told
this,
me
just
to
slowly
stay.
moving forward.
Wow.
And like it would start playing a demonic version of All Star. Like, yeah, but I could
That
never
sounds
find anything, so I got annoyed and I didn't like it anymore.
Okay,
So, the worst game that I've ever played is probably actually one of the worst games of all time. If anybody remembers the ET game for the Atari 2600, the one that they chucked all the copies into a landfill.
They chucked it into landfill.
Yes, because
It was
it's
that
just that
bad.
bad. It almost killed the entire video game industry. And
It was
I've
just
played it,
that
and it's
bad.
horrible.
wow.
Um,
I was gonna, the worst game I played is actually a DS game called Imagine Detective. And that's only because the game doesn't change on any setting. It's just exactly the same on everything.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this game simply because it makes me really frustrated. I have an old Game Boy game, Game Boy Advance game, because I can play it on my DS. It's Digimon Battle Spirit, and I, for the life of me, cannot get past the bloody Impmon level.
I actually have a Game Boy Advance still.
Thanks, Steve.
He knows your frustration.
Because basically,
He's trying to put his 2 cents worth in.
yeah, I keep getting distracted by the lights. Basically, how the game works is when you hit the
Steve,
enemy.
we get it!
Yeah, it's basically just a battle game on your DS, and you when you hit the enemy Digimon, like these little balls come out,
Yeah.
And it's the person who collects the most balls in the end wins.
Collecting balls is life.
But Impmon, the balls are attracted to him.
Oh.
And he can stun you. So basically he stuns you, hits you over again, steals all your balls, and you get like bugger all balls back because they like float up towards him.
Oh, wow.
It's so annoying, and I haven't gotten past it yet.
What about you, Michael? What's your worst game?
I really can't think of one, but if I was to talk about one that actually made me very frustrated, I love the game to bits, it'd be Dark Souls.
Oh my god!
To be fair, Dark Souls
You know what?
is like it's very fair. It's very.
I need
firm,
to
but
play
it's
Dark
very
Souls
fair,
and
it's
record
brutal.
myself doing it.
Yeah, let's play Dark
Because-
Souls.
But
Because I get so frustrated with it. I actually had it on the PlayStation for a while.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened to it. It kind of disappeared on me. But I played it on the PlayStation for a bit, and I just about threw the controller at the screen because I kept dying, and I'm like, ah!
again, it's not the worst game I've played per se, but it's one that I love to bits, but it does make me very frustrated as
Yeah.
its reputation's obviously shown with many other people
It's
as well.
my balls
Okay.
for my hand. You can't take my balls away from
But
me.
I got the pair to your ball.
Huh?
I got the pair to your ball.
The pair.
Yeah, I
What
got
are you
Play with your own balls. Play with your own balls.
Innuendos, everybody.
Innuendos.
So next question.
So next question. We're running low on time, so this will be the last question.
Alright.
Sweet.
The last question is, let's see, let's pick one. Who is your favorite superhero?
I know this. I should have going first.
Okay.
Okay, this is probably very obvious for people who know me very much. Probably have to be Mysterion from South Park. I know he's kind of an anti-hero, but South Park gives me life, and Mysterion is the best thing. Bless him.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really into DC or Marvel because I'm a terrible human being. So...
Yeah.
My favorite superhero isn't exactly a superhero.
Is it different?
I've kind of got three. I've got I really like Harley Quinn. Before people start going on in the comments, I have read the comics.
Yeah.
Um,
You do understand.
I have read the comics. Joker, of course, actually four. Harley Quinn and Joker, I love them both. Deadpool, of course, loves Deadpool. And I actually really like Daredevil. He actually doesn't get a lot of attention, but
I see so
I
many
really like
good
him all the same.
cosplays that like Supernova of him, and I'm like, well, who is this person?
yeah,
He
the
looks so
blind
cool.
lawyer from Hell's Kitchen. So he doesn't get a lot of attention, but he's a great character.
Bless
And
you.
of course, we've got Terezi from Homestuckers, very clearly based on him, which makes me very angry.
I just like Catwoman.
Yeah.
I have three.
Catwoman.
You have three?
One's technically an anime though, so forgive me.
Oh, no, it counts.
Caked Baldy, aka Saitama One Punch Man.
Yes!
One punch!
Everybody-
Captain Underpants.
Captain!
Captain Underpants.
And one's not. I'll get to the last one, which is not. Well, but to the last one, are not really heroes. I do love Deadpool. Don't get me wrong. One of my favorites, and that was an absolute blast watching the movie. And I also
Sounds
Venom
like
from
a thing.
Spider-Man. I find really interesting.
Who?
Venom from Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, Venom.
He's cool.
Well, I mean, he's getting his own movie
Not one
soon,
of my
apparently.
favorites, but he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
One of my absolute favorite games is Ultimate Spider-Man, which is like a comic
Oh,
book-looking
yeah,
one,
I-
and it's got one of my favorite iterations of
Like-
Venom. This big hulking thing that could literally tear you limb from limb quite easily.
Oh, and I really like Iron Man too, because Iron Man.
Tony
Yeah.
Stark.
Well, to
Fucking
be
Tony
fair,
Stark.
my personality
Robert
does suit
Downey
the,
Jr.
Yeah.
my personality does suit the Tony Stark, so I could say I would say top three favorite superhero slash villain slash anti-hero slash whatever. We've got Iron Man and Deadpool obviously are on there because Iron Man and Deadpool. I would also have to say now this one may come a little bit out of left field.
Yeah.
But
I said Kate
I
Blanchett.
actually really, although he's not really a superhero or a supervillain, but I actually really enjoy Dr. Manhattan.
Oh,
see that.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, he's not
Yeah.
really a hero or a villain because
Blue guy from Watchmen.
he's literally an omniscient god. So he
Man-made one.
well, yeah, he's man-made, but still.
True neutral.
Yeah, he's probably one of the only characters that I've ever found in fiction that is properly true neutral on the Aladdin scale.
Yeah.
What about you, Taylah?
I said
Yeah. So for me, I haven't read all the comics and stuff, so I'm not particularly.
Well, you can just base it on
DC
what you've seen.
Marvel.
You can just
So
base it on what you've seen.
based on the movies, I actually really like Captain America and Iron Man.
I think they're like the largest ship in the series.
they kind of are.
Besides Spidey and Deadpool.
What
Yeah.
was that apparently?
We'll see about that
Was
off
it
space.
Danny Jr. or someone
Oh, come
would just
on.
hide food around the set, so whenever he's offering someone food, that's there. No one knew it was there.
Yeah.
I totally ship Spidey and Deadpool though. Like,
Yes.
come on.
The actors.
Well, I mean,
actors
like
shed
he's
a kiss at the
I
last
saw
one.
this thing.
Really?
Ryan Reynolds and the new Spider-Man.
Well,
Can
I
you
saw-
send
I
me
saw-
the link to this?
I saw
I could probably find
this thing
it
online where it's like,
Yeah.
so it's like
I would
in the
try.
next Avengers movie, Deadpool is basically in the Avengers Tower, and Tony's giving everyone a briefing, and he's just heating up a chimichanga.
Oh my god.
And,
That would be amazing.
and basically, eventually, Stark just goes, What are you even doing?
It's like,
here,
you're
man?"
in the wrong
And he's
movie!
And he literally jumps out of the window going, Spidey, catch me! And then you eventually hear a thunk.
I
What the shit, Parker?
My favorite Spidey Pool fan art is this picture where they're just tied up together facing each other. And Spider-Man's trying to struggle to get out, and he's like, stop doing that, you won't like it.
It actually, this kind of goes on some of my hated games, not because I hate the franchise at all, but because I hated the actual gameplay itself. The Deadpool game, really funny, really good in that respect, but the gameplay is a little bit mundane.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very hack and slash, but I mean, you don't play the Deadpool game for the gameplay.
Exactly.
You play it for the shits
No,
and gigs.
North.
Oh, wait, hold on, look at the time.
It's
Yeah.
3:39.
We got
a little bit of
time.
time.
We got time
Yeah,
for a few more.
we got
I
I
mean,
reckon,
don't we have to get there at 4?
No,
No,
five.
5.
No, it's
We leave
5, but we
It
leave here at
starts
4
at
so we can
We're
get
talking
some
about a D&D.
So
Yeah.
context. We hold D&D every second Monday. Michael's actually the president of the Game
El
Society.
Presidente.
El Presidente
And,
El Secretariat.
So we actually do D&D games every second Monday, and Gavin is actually one of the DMs for it. We've got another friend who's also a DM for it. Michael's also a DM for it. So, we have a lot of fun with that. So we're actually slipping this in before we all head out to that.
So we're gonna record this every week.
Every 2 weeks, man.
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
So we'll probably slip it in before.
before
Yeah,
every
before
2 weeks.
the
Just slip it
So-
in there.
Sliding into your DMs like...
A little bit of extra lube on that shit.
Of course
An
you...
image of Jacob coming up behind Gavin.
Come on. Come on.
That's absolutely horrible, and you should feel that.
It looks like you look
Oh,
like.
we don't, so...
I'm sorry, I've slipped with them because we've said all sort of random shit. Come on, it's like you look like an avocado sex with an oval avocado. If you've seen.
Freaking hell.
What's the next question?
Okay,
Hold
we
on.
can probably fit in one more question.
Hold on, I actually have a question for everyone.
Yep, you have a question?
So, in anime, as we all very well know, there are some relatively horrible things that happen to our plucky protagonists.
Yeah.
All sorts of things, whether it be, enemies they have to fight or games they have to participate in.
Death.
What
being
kind of enemy, like if you had to go into an anime and fight an enemy, what kind of enemy would you like to fight and why? Or what kind of game would you like to be in and why?
Actually, my brain immediately goes to now I can't remember the name of it. The one where they're in the post-apocalyptic world and they've got to work out who killed who. It's an investigation type anime. It's based off of a game.
You mean Danganronpa?
Danganronpa.
That's not.
That's not post-apocalyptic. Super Danganronpa 3 is post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
I love Danganronpa.
but that scares me way too much.
I would love to be in that.
I was gonna be that weird person, say Yuri on Ice, and we just like fight with our like sword shoes.
No.
Okay, I broke my arm doing ice
They're
skating.
actually not that sharp because they don't sharpen the skate itself. They sharpen the inside, so it's like a curve.
ourselves.
My
So they're not
first,
actually sharp.
my first instinct is to say another because then I can just like
you
go
gain
around
the
having
ability.
excuse
You
to
would get.
But
kill.
if I had like,
I
Hold on.
really want to be in
Michael-
High School DxD.
but if I had to think,
Guys.
Because boobs.
Michael just brought up a very interesting point. Would you gain the powers to fight? Would you gain the powers in the training to fight these fight the enemies or play the game that you're going to play in the universe, or would you stay as yourself? I would say the former.
So you gain the powers.
You would gain the
and-
powers.
definitely fairy tale.
So yeah, you'd have
Really?
Fairy tale.
Fairy tale would be really cool.
Yes.
No, I still say High School DxD.
I've got a few things.
Dragon Arm would be.
I mean, like,
I mean,
Yeah.
that would
Fairy tale.
never
But
tire.
fairy tale. Imagine
No,
me
you
being
wouldn't.
Wendy.
You wouldn't be a dragon slayer.
And, like,
I gotta
having,
do
like,
Natsu
very
stuff.
I
Like,
would be Lucy. Like Lucy's actually
Three of
the
them are
first
bad.
female
I know what they are.
main protagonist
Yeah.
that
Well,
hasn't
wait,
annoyed
hold on.
me because
she annoys me so much though. She's so useless.
she's not useless.
Alright.
She's not.
So,
She's
Her
not as
superpower is
useless.
putting keys into things.
No, she actually has to
Okay,
use
but
magical
out of
power
all
to
the
summon
celestial
them.
wizards, she has a lot of energy.
she's a conjuration. She's
Um,
basically a
She
conjuration.
actually does need to use energy for those
at one
things.
point
I
she
know,
summoned
She all of
Can
them,
I-
which is close to impossible.
Sorry.
I've read some of the manga for Fairy Tale, and she does. I'm not going to spoil too much, but she does get some things.
Okay.
so
Alright.
just
Irritates
At
me.
one
Does
point
she
she
get-
Her tits
So
are
wait,
forever changing
Wait,
size.
she gets
So,
the D.
Michael,
Yeah.
Finally?
At one
she
point,
gets some
she was
things,
able to
not
summon
the
all
D.
of
Out of 3,
I think she
Yeah,
wants
great.
the D. She wants
Guys.
the fire dragon D.
1, I'd go Helsing and be a fuck-mothering vampire.
Dun, dun, dun.
2, I would pick something along the lines of Fairy Tale or some jazz like that, or Naruto or something.
Naruto would be cool.
Or 3, I'd pick Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, because who the hell do you think I am? Spiral Power.
Okay. In the
Believe
form
in
of
the me that
vampires-
believes in you.
Your drill will be the drill that pierces the heavens.
My 3.
I'm glad it pierced the heavens and not what I thought it was.
I'd love to play the survival game from Mariah Nikki.
Oh,
Love to play the
yes.
survival game.
Yes.
Yes.
Love to play the survival game. I mean, it's a chance to literally become Deus Ex Machina.
It's also a chance to kill everyone you know.
Exactly right.
Dun, 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 dun.
Second off, I would probably like to play. I would actually. This one isn't technically anime, but I'd actually love to play on the Game Grid from Tron. Light Cycle Game Grid.
I can see
What?
that.
I mean, that could be fun.
And the last one. The last one.
Or you go Kill the Kill and just go Life Fibers and all the
Yes.
exuberant crap.
Actually,
Absolutely.
I just
My
thought
bad.
I might actually like Avatar: The Last Airbender as well as a good.
that
And also
Yeah.
Akame got killed.
Yeah,
I
Akame
haven't
got
seen
killed.
that.
Actually, just
Simply
Like
for
it
my
does?
waifu.
Was that BFF?
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think so.
she's
I'm
gorgeous.
gorgeous.
Just
My
because
waifu?
trash
I can't remember. I can never
Esda.
remember. I can never remember her name.
Esda.
Esda.
As the
Beautiful white haired, big tittied, vicious bitch lady.
her hair.
She is
her hair is
beautiful.
blue.
Is it?
Is
It's
Yeah,
like
it's
a white.
blue.
It's like a pale blue.
So is that Death in that universe?
Huh?
Or who is
Esda.
it? Oh,
No,
Esda is she's
a-
crazy psycho general.
sorry. 'cause
She's
it's
a-
like
she's a leader of the
Death,
bad
guys.
and I was gonna
No.
go. My favorite version of Death would be Soul Eater, just
Her-
having the wacky guy with the big hands and.
Yes.
It's just
no. I'm so in love with Elle. It's incomprehensible. It's just the first time I saw him. Like, he's so sexy. Why is my brain acting like this?
So we're
Ella's
just
beautiful.
over an hour now.
Yeah.
recording.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to? Because we've got a bit of time. Do you want to do one more question?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Why
One
not?
more question. It kind of leads off of what we were talking about before.
Marek.
But anyone here have any celebrity crushes, including
Yes.
including fictional characters?
Jess
Masters.
Yes.
Alison
James
Hannigan.
James Masters. Oh my god.
Spike is so
Def-
beautiful, and Alison
If
Hannigan
I-
is Willow.
If I
I shouldn't have asked that
If I had to
question.
do IRL, it would probably be Evan Peters because let's be real here, Evan Peters.
What about your thing with Dan and Phil though? Like,
Okay, I'd probably
Oh my
marry.
God.
No, actually, Phil is actually my favorite. Like, I love Dan, but like, I feel like I would get along more with Phil because he's a little bit more loopy.
Let me see.
I have no one.
Okay, I've got one celebrity crush.
Who?
Robert Downey Jr.
Of course you do.
Oh,
Doesn't everyone
that-
have a secret crush on Robert Downey Jr.?
No, that's Johnny Depp.
Johnny
Oh,
Depp.
yeah.
Yes. Oh my
Johnny
god,
Depp.
yes.
What
Everyone
about
loves
Chris
Johnny Depp.
Hemsworth though?
Huh?
What about Chris Hemsworth though?
No, he's
Really?
not my type.
No.
Also, like-
Seriously though, like,
He'd be,
My-
he'd be a really cool roommate.
I have a
but not
friend-
not a crush.
Tom
I have a
Felton as
Hugh
Draco
Jackman.
Malfoy is
Oh!
Hugh
Oh.
Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
but like, I have a friend who I've known since I was like born, and I used to have a big ass crush on him. And the thing is, he's a dead ringer for
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth.
Really?
He is a literal dead ringer for Chris Hemsworth, and he's just that attractive.
But yeah.
He's actually married now. Sorry, ladies. And he's very much. He used to actually get death threats in high school because girls got so crazy yandere over him. It wasn't even funny.
Really?
It was terrifying.
Holy shit.
Like
Yeah.
you know.
It's like if you don't date me, I will kill you, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So he was really, really turned off of girls for the longest time.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, I think of it this way.
It's
you
such a
know?
shame though, because he's really attractive, and it's like, you poor bean.
That poor guy.
Well, I mean, when something like that, if something like that happened to me, I'd probably be turned off women too.
Yeah, no, he was
Guys.
really, really turned off women for the longest time.
Maybe we should go for one more question because that one seems to be a bit quick.
That one
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a bit quick, and I mean,
It's a little.
like we've got like 10 minutes before we.
Oh,
really
it's 3:48 now, so like,
Okay.
Yeah, do you want
Do you want to do that question? Do you?
Because I feel like
What?
it would be interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, alright.
What fictional character would you say you most identify with?
ooh, good question.
Can I answer?
Naruto.
Naruto.
Immediately, Naruto. Actually, because I'll give you the blog, it was actually one of the questions that we had for our CIU assessment, was about how we actually got into animation. And I actually grew up watching Naruto on Cheese TV every morning. And,
lots of Australian references that anybody else watching them probably won't get, but
you can Google it.
Yeah,
just
Google is your brain.
if you don't understand something, just Google it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I found that I grew up in a very similar way to Naruto. Like, I didn't grow up living with my mother. I was actually separate from my parents. I actually grew up living with my grandmother, who, bless her heart, is amazing. And every morning I'd wake up and watch Naruto, and I actually got picked on a lot through school. So it was a matter of, I would identify him and I would grow with him throughout, and even now, like, I'm still following that series, and I'm still finding that the way that he reacts to situations and the way that he sees the world is actually impacted me quite heavily, because I find I have the same sort of viewpoints and the same sort of way of reacting in the world. So, yeah.
I have two. Like, if these two ever had a baby, but I don't ship it. I really don't, because they're an
Is
opposite.
it Jennifer?
No.
Are you Dill?
I'm actually planning to cosplay Dill. So,
Okay. But
because I have a
anyway-
friend that wants to do
anyway,
that.
back to your answer.
Anyway, yeah, one of them is Hunk from Voltron.
Really?
Like, he has like that
Is
kind
it because he
aspect.
eats everything?
I don't eat no, but I think it's like the way he kind of reacts to things and like.
It's the kind childlike naivety of.
Yeah, he has that,
Taylah, I
and
don't-
the other one's Yuri Katsuki. Because I've actually one weekend when I went out ice skating, my friend, because I wear a wig for Yuri, they pulled at my hair and they were like, "Are you cosplaying Yuri again?" And I'm like,
No.
because I happened to have glasses on because I thought I was hipster. That weekend, I was like, Oh yeah, I look great.
Your hair just makes you look like Yuri.
And I swear, like at competitions when I did golf, I would act exactly like Yuri in like the first one. Like, because I feel like if I'd lost, I would disappoint like my family, and I was like.
So hang on, there was one point where I was saying that a character was like just like you. I can't remember which one it was though. I can't remember which character it was. It was a character in something that we were watching together.
I'm trying to narrow it down between 3 things, but I suppose I could just specify them and what all the similar characteristics. Alucard from Hellsing, not for obvious reasons. Edward Elric, and Simone.
Actually, I could see that.
Because I've made a lot of mistakes, a lot of things I'm not proud of doing, and I know, and I'm not trying to sound awful or trying to fish or anything, and I have a fair bit of self-loathing. That's Alucard. But however, I'm trying to, but also I do learn from my mistakes a lot, and I am trying to make the best of certain situations I get myself into, which is obviously Edward Elric and Simone.
Because,
And that's all I got growth from with
well,
that.
I think of it this way. At least one of your mistakes hasn't cost you an arm and a leg.
Oh!
And a brother.
Yeah.
And a brother.
Oh my god, you're beautiful! Anyway, but no, those are the ones I identify with. I make a lot of mistakes. I don't particularly like myself the most, but I'm trying to make the most of what I have in this world for myself.
Yeah.
For me, back when, I would have to say Marika Kaname from Madoka Magica.
I was going to say, that's going to definitely be yours.
Because when it first came out, I was the exact same age as Madoka. And I have this really, like, especially then, I had this really big habit of when I was watching a series, I would imagine myself being in that series. Like, if the situations happened to me, what would I do? And the main thing with Madoka Magica was during when I was first watching it, I had that thought of, I don't know what I'd wish for. I would want to be a magical girl. I would want to be a magical to help people, but I wouldn't know what to wish for. And then it was revealed very early on that that was what Madoka wanted as well. And I found that our just general, like, we just thought very similar.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All I was going to say...
I'll let mine be last.
I was going to say, if I had to identify any of my D&D characters, however...
Richard!
I'd say Richard.
I would say that if we were to go into that, I would say that could take up an entire podcast.
It would.
Talking about characters. So
actually, we should probably go into D&D next week, I reckon.
Next fortnight.
Next fortnight.
So,
Fortnight.
Next fortnight.
The
So what
fictional character I relate most to, I don't know, it's a bit weird considering my mother was quite strict. I watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer a lot, and I know it's meant to be your empowerment for women because it's strong, because Buffy was such a strong person. But I related to her best friend Willow more in the case of I'm spiritual. I actually became a witch. She was learning about magic, and she made mistakes, and she turned her back on her friends a couple of times. But there was also her sexual struggles between her ex Oliver.
The one played by Seth Green.
The werewolf guy, and then Tara, who was another witch, and it came at that stage where I was so confused for a while, because I knew there were straight people and there were gay people, but I didn't know I could like both.
Yeah,
and
actually,
very confusing.
funnily enough, I had a lot of influence from Spike. I found a lot in common with Spike, like asshole, but on the inside actually kind of squishy. Buffy.
Okay.
Squishy.
Mine. Mine is actually very complex. I would say that I'm actually quite a lot like Rick from Rick and Morty, minus the functional alcoholism.
It's dysfunctional.
You gotta stick it right up there, Morty.
Stick it right there,
Well, I
Morty.
can see that.
Well, basically, it's just a matter of it fits a trend of the more intelligent you have, the more you sort of have this loathing of reality as it is, because scientific studies have shown that the more intelligence someone has, the more likely they are to want to end themselves.
Just so people know, Gavin isn't being conceited here. He's doing a physics degree in university, and he's actually very, very intelligent.
I swear, he's probably going to be the person that's probably going to blow up the universe.
He will become a mad scientist.
I'm not going to toot my own horn and say that I'm, the top of the food chain when it comes to
but you're smarter than most of us
I believe that I have some intelligence, but that intelligence comes at a price, and it's a price that not many people see, but is really paid all too often. It's very difficult. Like Rick, it's also very difficult for me to empathize with a lot of people's issues and to show care for those I do actually care about. It's very hard to externalize things without putting it behind some kind of facade of snark or cynicism or...
Were you just going to say, I'll go burn their house down? I'm going to help you. You're upset? Who are you upset about? I'm going to go burn that person's house down.
And
without hiding it behind a facade of extremes, pretty much.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I think that's about it. It's very hard to explain without making myself actually seem very conceited. Because
he's not actually. I'm actually just going to throw this out there. He's actually not being conceited. That is actually a thing. He and I are actually dating. No bias here, I promise. But we live together. We live together as well, and he does do that. So.
Okay, well, on that somber whatever note, if you guys are still if you guys are still listening, that's all we have time for.
You realise they probably clicked off at 5 minutes.
Probably.
Maybe we should flash them next time.
No, you know where they probably switched off at the political part? That 15 minutes of political argument.
We'll probably get Emma to put a timestamp on the video once it reaches that part. So if you do want to skip the political rant,
just have a little.
If you want to skip the political rant, then
so we will see you guys next fortnight. I don't know
why you're pointing at the microphone.
Don't know. Yeah, like it's a camera.
No. We should get a camera.
But thanks. Thanks for watching, guys, and
thanks for listening.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
There will be links to stuff.
Links to stuff. See you next fortnight.
We'll see you.